Imagine stepping into a place where hundreds of students have lived, studied, and slept, but some never left. A hostel filled with whispers in the dark, strange noises at night, and stories passed down from one terrified girl to another. What if I told you some of these stories weren't just myths, that deep inside the walls of certain school hostels, something unexplainable lurks? You might think ghosts are just a fragment of our imagination, but what if the human mind is more vulnerable than we believe? What if psychological fear itself invites the unknown? This story takes place in an old girls' school hostel, built over a century ago. The institution prided itself on discipline and excellence, but within its walls there was something that couldn't be controlled. A group of students had just moved in for their first semester. Among them was Emma, a bright but introverted girl. She was assigned room 306, a room that had been locked for years. The reason? No one talked about it. The first few nights were uneventful, but soon things changed. Emma started waking up at exactly to 3:15 a.m. Heart pounding, feeling as if someone was watching her. Her belongings would move overnight, her books stacked in strange patterns, and the air would turn ice cold despite the heater being on. One night she heard whispers. At first she thought it was her imagination, but when she turned on her phone's voice recorder and played it back, she heard a chilling voice repeating, "Leave now, before she returns." The next morning, Emma finally confronted the hostel warden, but what she discovered left her frozen. Decades ago, a girl named Margaret had mysteriously disappeared from room 306. No body was ever found, but those who slept in that room often reported seeing a girl standing in the corner, staring with hollow eyes. Some said she tried to speak, but her mouth never moved. Others never stayed long enough to find out. As Emma dug deeper, she found something even more disturbing. Margaret had written a diary, the last page scrawled with the words, "She is inside the walls." This wasn't just a ghost story, it was psychological horror. Was Emma losing her mind? Or was something truly trapped within the walls of room 306? Scientific and psychological angle. Experts say that prolonged isolation, fear, and the power of suggestion can trigger hallucinations and paranoia. But can science explain everything? The Stanford experiment once proved that the human brain can manifest fear into reality. When subjects were told a room was haunted, many reported eerie sensations, even though the room was completely normal. But here's the question. Was Emma experiencing paranoia, or was Margaret's spirit truly trying to warn her? Conclusion: impactful message in CTA. Emma left the hostel soon after, but the room? It was never locked again, because the school warden said something chilling. She doesn't like being locked in. To this day, students whisper about room 306. Some say they've seen a girl with long black hair staring from the window. Others claim to hear a soft voice at night, whispering, "Help me." But whether you believe in ghosts or not, one thing is certain: fear is real, and sometimes fear itself is what haunts us the most. So tell me, if you had to spend one night alone in room 306, would you dare? If this story made you think, then maybe there's more to fear than just the dark. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to uncover more terrifying truths. And remember, sometimes reality is scarier than fiction.